Kubor nakaslem jong nausan hima.
Lampang gayeng dorbar thawan ke jela Meghalaya oba medba lengdo hene kesngi ka khat khandai terik ujemmang arjar arpwai ulakot ya ke jingelang jong kiseng sanhima ba pher ha ke jela manyakren halor kini ke jingsha lengshop ha kini ka klam covid khat khandai habaya kren bat kilat puthai kubor hadin ke jingelang nagaleng oba medba ulayathu ba hadin ke jingkiu stat jong kibayo ya kini ka klam ha ke jela na kaliang ko jong u olakot ya kani ke jingalang banya phliu jumut kumno banle banla bante alakam ya kani ka khlam shu ulai thu ba ke jingdu jong kimen simbreu ha ka jela ha kini ki khndiat tayo kalapenlong yaki bakin ya phliu jumut ha ka ba na kaliang jong ke sarkar kalapentip ya ke bruk bedang don ya kani ka jingpang covid khat khnai bat ki ba ke sarkar kalapen kre hakum kani ke jingjia ban yada ya ki bayo ya kani klam covid khat khandai shu ulai thuru bana kaliang jong sarkar kalapentip ba kajing ai dawai tika kadang ya chat hakini kisngi bat kalapentip ru ba hakitu kijaka kiba kidon kibayo positive na kaliang sarkar kalapen bana containment area knang bante lakam ya karung kami jong kibreu bat hakini kijingelang na kaliang ulampang ulai thuru ba kilashim ya kibai pat kirai kibadon kam.
To inform you that today we had the first review of the COVID-19. If you recall, last year we had 4 review meetings with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic, where we had discussed last year about the prevention of spread of coronavirus. But this year, it's a review where we have stressed on the spike of COVID positive cases and the number of death cases as well. So I'm pleased to inform you that today, Honorable Chief Minister of the State, the Deputy Chief Minister of the State, Leader of the Oppositions, Honorable Members, Honorable Ministers, and few honorable members of the Legislative Assembly have attended the meeting, and where we have the Chief Secretary and the team of his officers from different departments attending this review meeting which we had today. Friends, I am to inform you, due to the spike of COVID cases in the state, and as you are all aware that death cases, precious life of the people of the state have been lost in this last few weeks, it is appropriate for us to sit down together as the honorable members of the House to take a collective responsibility as far as the fight on this COVID-19. Today we have discussed at length. The government has given us detailed presentations on the number of positive cases and the number of death cases as well. It was that the government also has given us a presentation on the steps or actions taken at its level in the different areas, like the containment, the vaccination, and the treatment as well. Other than that, we had discussed at length about setting up of oxygen plants at different locations. Some are at the hospital site, increase the number of beds, identifying corona care centers, new corona care centers at the different districts and different locations in the state. For me, I'm so happy to inform you that the discussion has been a very fruitful one, and there where we have exchanged our views and opinions, and all the honorable members have participated keeping in mind their responsibility also as the elected member that a lot of suggestions, a lot of inputs and a lot of feedbacks have been given to the government. The government has assured that all those suggestions and inputs, feedbacks which have been given have been taken note of. And in order to strengthen the other areas that they have been working in this last few weeks. So from my side, I am to make an appeal to the citizen of the state that this is a time that the people of the state has to remain calm, cool, and have the confidence at the machineries that the government has in place in all the different locations of the state. I would also suggest that have to ensure that the vaccinations which needs to be done as advised is the need of the hour to ensure that we increase the immunity of ourselves in fighting against this COVID-19. Therefore, I look forward that the cooperation and support from the people of the state, like what has happened last year, which was team work that each and every one of us have shown, has really been a success one. So this time again, we have to be more focused on the participation of the people of the state from all walks of life in order to ensure that the government delivers and take care for its own citizens. I also would like to appeal to all the Darbar Shnongs, the headmen, the Sardar, the leaders of different groups, the NGOs, the religious groups, and so on, to come forward and work together with the government against this fight and the spread of this COVID-19. So with this reward, I would like to thank each and every one of you. We'll discuss that at a different time. Not today.
They are not offered anything.
No, not today, because today basically we are looking at like how the government is looking after, as I've already mentioned.
We need to see all different kind of scenarios, do our best to ensure that we're able to stop the spread of the virus even now, and most likely, most probably we will, that if a third wave does come, then we need to ensure that the spread needs to be contained very fast. And obviously infrastructure building is something that will be a continuous process. So it will be very important that we continue to do it, but we have to keep in mind that no matter how many beds we get, it will never be enough. There will come a point in time when we may run out of beds. So it's a scenario which one needs to be prepared for, but we will do our best to expand. You have seen, and today we had presented to all the members that in the last 3 weeks to 4 weeks, we have almost doubled our capacity in almost every aspect. So we are moving at war footing on this, and we're creating all different options so that we are able to handle things and manage things in a better manner, even now and even for the future. So we have to be prepared. The good part about at least this particular situation or this pandemic that we're facing is that in the second phase, or the second wave, the vaccine has come, and so we are hopeful that once the production is bumped up, once the production supply chain from the companies and from Government of India is streamlined and we get the sufficient vaccines, we're hopeful that would really help us fight this in some stronger manner, I should say. But once again, the 18 and below age group will still be vulnerable. So therefore, one will really have to see how things happen. So right now, with what is in front of us is a challenge of ensuring that we reduce the speed of the spread of this virus. And as mentioned by the Honorable Speaker and the Honorable Elo, that we need to all come together, we need to work together. Today's meeting is another very, very powerful message to the people of the state, that when it comes to the health and lives and interests of the people, the opposition, the ruling, all of us will always work together and give positive suggestions and ensure that we always contribute in a positive manner. And that message is something that the people should should understand also, and need to also participate while we fight this virus. So therefore, not just at the political leadership, but this has to go down all the way to society, to every village and to every household. Really estimate or really conclude that third wave is going to be in this way or that way. It's very difficult to assess. We just don't know how the virus will behave. When the second wave came and it started hitting the younger age group, 35, 40, 45, it was kind of a surprise, because we all understand that mutation of viruses don't take, it doesn't happen so fast. But the way this particular virus is mutated caught everybody by surprise. So it will always be a challenge. And that's not the most, I should say the worst thing we can do is to let our guards down. So therefore, we need to be prepared that the virus spreads and behaves in unpredictable manners. So therefore, we need to be careful even at a household level. So therefore, this is a very strong message, and I once again would like to thank the Honorable Speaker for having convened this meeting, and thank the Honorable Elo and all the members from different political parties who have given very, very good suggestions, and definitely we have taken note of the suggestions, and we will do our best to ensure that we make improvements in every aspect of the health delivery mechanism. More than 1 lakh doses, and the supply will last us for the next 9 to 10 days, but there has been a change in the protocol that has been put in by Government of India, where they have increased the weeks from 4 weeks, 6 weeks to now 12 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks to 12 to...
Yeah, 12 to 16 weeks now, which is 3 months to 4 months. So therefore, it must be, if the individuals have not received the second dose, it's not because of non-availability, but it must be because the change in protocol and that time has not come yet. So I would urge all the citizens to kindly bear with us. We will have to follow the protocols of Government of India, and based on those protocols only, the vaccinations will be given. And as and when your vaccination is due, you will get the vaccination. Thank you.
has provided a kind of an appropriate platform for all of us, the elected representatives, to be able to engage, discuss, deliberate, and share our ideas to fulfill our purpose as elected representatives. We place our sincere thanks on record to Honorable Speaker for facilitating this meeting where we have this platform. Now, see, it's when we are talking about dealing with a pandemic of this nature against a very highly infectious virus, an unseen enemy, and an enemy about whom we are yet to know more and more, because in spite of what we have known, the virus continues to mutate, and mutation will continue because that's how virus behaves. Therefore, the need to know about the enemy, and therefore to fight against this enemy, the wherewithal that we need, maybe in the simpler words, the arsenal that we need to build. All these things have been discussed today. And so what is required to be done on a timely basis is the most crucial thing in any war. And therefore, the issue of surveillance, which is equivalent to strong intelligence gathering when we are at war, there is a strong surveillance system in place in the whole country. How to further activate them and how to audit if there are any loopholes and there is space and room for improvement. All these things were discussed. And at the same time, you see, a stitch in time saves 9. This mantra is very crucial when we are fighting against this kind of pandemic. So all these things have been discussed. We are hopeful that the government has taken cognizance of all those concerns. I have also placed on record my request to the government that during this kind of war, where everybody is required to be involved, meaning every individual, every citizen of the state, therefore, there are bound to be concerns which will be expressed by anybody, whether by the elected representatives, from the government or from the opposition, from the members of the civil society, for that matter, for any citizen. Any concern that is being expressed, government must take cognizance of this because they practice what we preach. So I think we need to look at this. Build up immune system. Don't go to the pharmacies and then buy medicines personally, because this is something which happens in India. I had a experience in Brazil when I went to buy a medicine which was prescribed in a medical pack of Medanta Hospital. They didn't give me, saying that no, we won't give you medicine unless it is prescribed by a doctor from Brazil. I had to convince them. That's a proper prescription. But in India, you go anywhere. You ask. The pharmacist act like a doctor and he will give you any medicine. I am cautioning everybody. Misuse of these medicines, because everybody knows, okay, what are the medicines which are being prescribed by the doctors for any positive cases, COVID positive cases. They are buying steroids left and right and overusing, misusing, resulting in suppression of immunity. So all these things are important. Please consult your doctors. Please don't self-prescribe. Please don't go to the pharmacies and buy medicine and have self-medication. These are very dangerous trend. And by doing that, we will only allow the virus to readapt and mutate, and we will have a bigger problem in the next span. So today we are in the second wave. We must be prepared for the third wave, fourth wave, and this is the reason why we must all come together. Thank you. And the whole focus of the government and all of us must be on saving as many lives as possible. That means from the perspective of saving lives, you need to minimize the number of cases, the likelihood of transmission chain, how we dislocate them, and minimize the number of cases and thereby minimize the number of loss of precious life. We have lost quite a substantial number of precious lives. It's very painful to see these. So at the very outset, I would like to condole the loss of lives of so many precious lives. We extend our deepest condolences to all the affected families.